Step into the arena, RCMP Plus. It's not luck, it's logic. Bang, that's a power bomb move right there. Light it up, baby, feather. Woo, that's fantasy fireworks. Buckets, baby. Ain't no rivalry like an RCMP rivalry. From stats to smack talk, where trash talk meets true talk. It's not just fantasy, it's legacy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, GMs of all shapes and strategies, welcome back to RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops. I'm Tommy Douglas.
And I'm PG, the guy who knows more about fantasy heartbreaks than actual heartbreaks, which is saying something, Tommy.
Oh man, we're starting spicy already. And we need it, because draft night is right around the corner. October 11th. Mark your calendars. Cancel your dinner plans. Ghost your in-laws. It's fantasy season, baby.
Exactly. And tonight, we're talking the creme de la creme. The 12 players who should go in the first 12 picks of our league draft. No favoritism, no homer picks.
Unless we're talking Padfoot drafting LeBron in the second round, just because she likes his name. That's happening. You know it. I know it. The ghost of David Stern knows it.
Facts. But hey, that's what makes this league beautiful. You've got GMs drafting with their heart, some with their head, and some cough. Ballers cough drafting just to trash talk everyone else.
And tonight, we're breaking down how those first 12 picks should go. Who's worthy, who's risky, and who's about to make someone throw their phone across the room on draft night.
So buckle up, because we're diving straight into the snake pit. Top 12 picks. Let's see who's slithering out on top.
All right, we're diving into the most important part. Picks 1 to 4. These are the cornerstone players. If you nail this group, you have a great shot at the whole season. If you miss here, well, you might be fighting just to make the playoffs.
Facts. Especially this year, with Halliburton, Tatum, and Lillard likely on the shelf for much of it. That opens up space. So only the safest, highest upside guys belong in this top 4.
At Hash Zone, it's almost locked in. Cooper Flagg, rookie out of Duke. The hype is real. He's got scoring, size, upside, defensive potential if he doesn't flame out. This pick is money.
I love Flagg. But that's a lot of responsibility for a rookie. Still, when you're drafting first, you want upside like that. Safe pick? Maybe not in the sense of predictability, but in terms of maximum reward, absolutely.
Next, I'm going with Nikola Jokic. When you've got a player who basically rewrites fantasy stat sheets, you take him while people are sleeping.
Jokic at Hash 2 is almost a no-brainer. The man fills up every box. Assists, rebounds, points, and he does it without needing 35 shots. If your league's points-based, you want consistency, and he delivers.
For third, I lean Victor Wembanyama. You can't ignore his ceiling. Blocks, buckets, steals, he might feel risky, but the reward is as high as anyone not named Jokic or Flagg.
True. Wemby is exciting, people love to see the flashes. He might have more ups and downs than Jokic, but in a points league, those peaks matter. If he stays healthy, he's absolutely worth Hash 3.
At Hash 4, I'm giving it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Dude is entering his prime, athletic, scoring, a walking highlight reel. He's safe-ish compared to a rookie. He's got fewer question marks.
Yeah, SGA is smart. You get a guy who's proven, durable, and with fewer injury, red flags. When you're drafting here, you don't want too much variance. SGA gives you steady upside.
So, if I had my way, the top 4 go Flagg, Jokic, Wembanyama, SGA. What about you?
I'd probably switch Wemby and SGA depending on risk tolerance. But what really cracks me up is someone going all in on a name just because of clout. No points for being popular when guys like Jokic or Flagg are on the board.
All right, moving into picks 5 through 8. This is where the draft gets spicy. The surefire locks are gone, and now you're balancing upside, injuries, and team fit.
Exactly. These picks separate the casuals from the GMs who've been running mock drafts for weeks at 3 a.m. This is where mistakes happen or dynasties are built.
At 5, I'm putting Anthony Edwards. No brainer. The guy's already shown he can carry Minnesota, and now, with more usage and less competition at guard in fantasy, he's a points machine.
Ant-Man at 5 is money. He's got swagger, he's durable, and he's hungry. Only concern is efficiency some nights. But in a points format, you don't stress that. Dude's built to be a top 5 fantasy stud. For me, number 6 has to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. The knee is always in the back of your mind, but when healthy, he's still a guaranteed 25, 30 points, 10 boards, and a handful of assists.
Yeah, Giannis sliding out of the top 4 feels weird, but it's a durability thing. If you trust him to give you 65-plus games, you take him and feel great about it. At 7, I've got Anthony Davis. Same deal as Giannis. When he's out there, he's elite. Blocks, boards, points he fills, categories that win weeks.
But the eyebrow comes with an asterisk. You have to accept that AD is going to miss time. Still, in the mid-first, it's worth the gamble if you pair him with a reliable second-rounder. At 8, I'm sliding in Luka Doncic. Normally he'd go higher, but conditioning and occasional injuries keep him here. The numbers are undeniable. He's a triple-double threat every night.
Luka at 8 is wild value. People forget how consistent he is, just because the Mavs slump sometimes. In fantasy, doesn't matter. He produces. So, picks 5 through 8. Edwards, Giannis, AD, Luka. I feel like that's a mix of safe and risky 2 Iron Men. 2 please stay healthy guys.
Yeah, it's like a buffet. You can load up on steak, Ant and Luka, or risk the sushi that might send you home early, AD and Giannis.
All right, home stretch picks 9 through 12. This is where first rounds are won or lost. You're looking at stars with upside, but also real question marks.
At 9, give me Kawhi Leonard. Look, I know the injury history, but when he's on the floor, the guy is a machine. Efficiency, steals, scoring. You'll feel like a genius when he strings games together.
Kawhi's like investing in a stock with volatility. Risky, but man, the payoff can be crazy if it hits. Number 10, I've got Jalen Brunson. The guy is a rock. No nonsense, no drama, just buckets and assists. He's basically fantasy insurance.
Not flashy, but reliable as hell. You need one of those anchors in round 1. At 11, I'm going Jaren Jackson Jr. He's not the flashiest name, but those blocks are game-breaking in fantasy. If he keeps the rebounding up, he could be a sneaky steal at this spot.
Triple J is like having a cheat code for defense. Just don't foul out of fantasy games the way he does in real ones. And to close it out, I've got Devin Booker. Pure scorer, clutch gene, and he's starting to rack up assists. KD and Beal are gone. Book is the man in Phoenix.
Yeah, you're not losing sleep drafting Book at 12. He's steady. And if Phoenix actually runs the offense through him all year, huge ceiling.
And that's the list, our top 12 picks for the 2025 RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops Draft. Some safe plays, some wild swings, and probably a few names that'll come back to haunt us.
Yeah, we'll see how smart we really look when the draft board locks in on October 11. That's when all the theories, the mock drafts, the hot takes, they finally hit the real world.
And just 10 days later, the real show starts. The NBA season tips off on October 21. Fresh storylines, new stars, fantasy chaos. It's the best time of the year.
Don't forget, we'll be right here every Monday, breaking it all down. Draft reactions, weekly matchups, game of the week, league drama, you name it, we've got it.
So set your calendars, get your snacks ready, and lock in. The season's coming fast, and RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops is your courtside seat. See you at the draft.